Which 5 stages of the awakening are you in? Use the time codes below to go straight to that. Or if you're watching this live, suck it up because it is Good Morning Stackers, your daily morning show about gold, silver, and all that stuff. You, of course, will get the usual stuff in the morning where we do the gold, silver, sometimes platinum price analysis. Then we do the topic of the week. That's the what stage of the awakening are you in? Plus, we do shout outs, just the GMS family talks amongst each other. Plus, you get the Synchronised Slurp. This is where you grab your tasty beverage of choice. I don't care what it is. Something that's good for your health, preferably. It could be, your choice. But within the first minute of the show, usually at the very tail end, we do the Synchronised Slurp, which means you slurp it audibly. I don't care if you're at home by yourself. It is an honor system. We do it at the 1 minute mark. Grab your tasty beverage. Then we'll go into everything, some shout outs, the whole thing. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. We'll do some quick shout outs, some quick announcements, and then we'll get into the gold, silver, and platinum analysis. Then we'll talk about the stages of awakening. This one's going to be great for anyone, in particular for the new stackers. I'm seeing Memph just joined. Morning, Stacker fam. Now, Memph, I'm going to give you a heads up because you're new to the show, and that's okay. Welcome. And you're a new stacker as well. What we do here, just so you know, the GMS family, your first calling thing, the first thing you make is in capital letters, GMS or GMS exclamation point. So that's your thing. It just means, good morning, stackers, exclamation point. So that's your hot tip. You're new, so I'll forgive you. We have 165 subscribers now. That's about 14 or 15 more than yesterday. So welcome to all the new subscribers overnight. Thank you for watching, and this is the show. So we'll do a few shout outs, a couple of quick announcements, gold, silver, platinum, and then we'll talk about which stage of the awakening you might be in. What the hell am I talking about? Use the time codes below if you want to go straight to it, if you're watching this on the replay. But we're really here for the lols and the memes and the fun. Black Cole, GMS. Pete Repeat, GMS. Tony Peterson, GMS. See, they've got it down, Memph. Get with the program, bro. Good morning, stackers. Oh, you're doing the long form version? That's okay too. Living Adam, man. Fantastic. And there you go, bro. Your first one. Excellent. So, good stuff. I will leave it at that for the comments. Come in, post your comments, all that stuff. Talk amongst yourselves as well. Pay attention to me. Of course, who am I? I'm Joe Main. I am Joe Main. I've been stacking since 2010. I've been working in bullion retail industry for 11 years in Australia. Multiple of the major bullion dealers. You've seen my voice. You've seen my face probably. This old mug right here. I've probably served many of you over the years. If you're a new stacker, I wouldn't have. But hey, I'm serving you now through the Good Morning Stackers show. So let's go to a couple of quick announcements. What we're going to do is I'll quickly show you the screen here because I've got to quickly talk about the good old brand partner. If I don't do that, well, what kind of a show would it be? So of course, this is brought to you by Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au, Australia's first dealer to offer free express shipping on all discount volumes. Don't know what I'm talking about? Go to perthbullion.com.au, start adding things to the shopping cart, and you go, I get free shipping after I buy a certain amount. That's basically it. My understanding about the website at the moment is still a couple of little kinks. It's working mostly fine. So, for example, if you were to buy a tube of a particular silver coin, that instantly qualifies you for free shipping. But on the gold products at the moment, to give you an example, I don't think it's working quite properly with the whole coding thing on the back end of their website. But if you were to buy 3 of these Gold Barbados Scottsdale Trident coins right there, if you get the first discount, which is buying 3 or more, you get instant free shipping. Okay, now on the website, as far as I'm aware, if you enter 3 right now, the free shipping portion doesn't come up, but that's okay. You do get free shipping, so you just send Ricky a message. So you go through the shopping cart procedure, do all that, and then he'll just adjust the invoice in the background. So anytime you see a quantity discount, it's instant free shipping on whatever product that you're looking at. So that's the deal with Perth Bullion Exchange. And of course, if you have a business or you work for a business that could benefit from launching and growing a YouTube channel, and I can tell you, yes, you can, then head over to Instagram for instagram.com/itsjoemain right there, just /itsjoemain. That's me. Look at my free content because I've been doing this for a very long time now, launching and growing YouTube channels to build businesses' customer base and increasing their customer base with very engaging content like what I'm doing right now. But you know, I did it for Bullion Now and Ainslie and all the other ones, and I do it for other types of businesses too. So I've got clients already, and you can be one of them. Watch the free content, send me a message if you want to talk further. Bingo banga bongo, that is it. Now I'm going to actually get Ricky. When Ricky, he can send me a message. Hey, Ricky from Perth Bullion Exchange, if you're watching this live, send me a message when today's special on the Perth Bullion Exchange is up. So give me 1 second. I'll go over here and go back here. A couple more shout outs. Ricky, let me know when the special is up, and I'll quickly share that special again because I checked the website. It's not up yet. Good old Ricky at Perth Bullion Exchange, loving his work. So a couple of shout outs, and then we'll go to the gold, silver, and platinum analysis. Then we're talking about the 5 stages of awakening. What the hell am I talking about? If you're if you're into stacking, you've kind of gone down the rabbit hole and back again, but you might be in one of these 5 stages, and we'll talk about that. Again, use the time codes below. Got a whole bunch of other stuff to do first. Greg Clark is in the house. GMS. I love that you talk amongst yourselves too. I just think it's fantastic. And you, good, excellent. All right, so let's go straight to the price of, we'll do gold first. Let's do that today. Okay, so let me share the screen. I'll quickly take you over to, get rid of that. Get rid of that one. All right, and we are here. Lovely. Let's take a quick look at the gold price, but this is the Gold and Silver Stackers Australia forum. It's a private forum for Australian stackers. Find that, join it, and you can join us all over there, but join us here obviously at Good Morning Stackers. I posted here this morning, gold finding support so far at $2,330 mentioned yesterday. Yes, I did. Not holding this, so let's take a quick look at that. So there's the retest. I had this drawn in yesterday. I had this drawn in for a little bit. I think it was yesterday at least. Suggested this would be an area of support. Support so far. So the retest is done. Do we bounce from here and continue up? Or the next level of support is down here. So that's what I said on the Gold and Silver Stackers Australia forum. And here is the price itself. Now, I will try not to move the screen around too much because I did have a fair comment from someone yesterday on the YouTube channel saying, stop moving the screen around too much. Sorry, I'll try my best, but also I need to see it myself because I'm also, sometimes I do check the prices quickly, but also sometimes I'm doing this on the fly as well. Excuse me, you can tell it's live because I'm coughing and splurting and all that sort of stuff as well. So right here, you can very clearly see, look at that, bang on the money, mate. Bang on the money. Previous resistance oftentimes becomes future support right there. It's just pretty damn easy stuff once you know what to look for. It's not soothsaying, it's not crystal ball stuff. It's just pretty easy. And once you've had, like for example, MEMP, the new stacker here, once you've spent 11 years looking at the price of something, it's very easy to see, oh, well, yeah, probably we might retest there. If we're going to retest, we're probably going to retest there. Again, it's just main support resistance kind of things. Right there, so very clear retest. This was a failed move. Sorry, I'm moving it around, but suck it up, people. It's my show. I can do what the hell I want. We had this failed move to break and hold above this downtrend line. So then there was a fast move to the downside. Are we done with the downside? Not necessarily. So you can see here on the relative strength index, just down here, this measures an asset going through periods of oversold and sort of the mid-range to overbought. So when you get into an overbought or an extremely overbought range right here, it starts to say it's getting a little toppy. You know, the buyers have been in control for a while. Looks like we might start seeing some selling eventually. And you go through periods, you always go from oversold to overbought and everywhere in between, up and down again. It always revisits those ranges. So we've seen here, we're in this mid-range of the relative strength index on the 4-hour time frame, so the time frame does matter. But I'd say there is room to move down. So I would suggest that, for me, it's more likely, I hope it doesn't happen, but it's more likely that we will see a retest of this downtrend line right here. I really want to see that one hold. Otherwise, we're heading down here, and the more times you knock on a trap door, the more likely it is to be taken out. So I really don't want to see it close the day, preferably below this line right here, and that's at around about, depends when it hits, right? But it's around about 2,313, 2,315 US dollars. Okay, so that's what we're looking at for gold, and there is room to move down a bit further on the relative strength index. If you can see it right here, pop in this horizontal line, you can see area of support. See that? I think my face might be in the way there, but this area of support, very clear, I think. And that's around about the 40 mark on the relative strength index. So down to here and a bounce off, which would probably mean down to here and a bounce off. That would be lovely to see. Breaking that and breaking this, yeah, we're heading down further, and then potentially even further from there. But we're not there yet. So let's see. For the upside, I just do want to see it break and hold and retest this level. It's got to break that 2,350 mark. That's around about where that downtrend line is. So let's say 2,350 and hold that as support. And then the next level we need to see as resistance is 2,390. After that, we're talking about all-time highs. So then we will talk about that when we get there. When is more likely. We will get there eventually. That is gold. This is really quick today. I love it. I'm powering through the price analyses, and then we'll get to the 5 stages of awakening, which one you may be in. Again, use the time codes if you're watching this after the fact. Here is silver. Now, silver's looking more interesting than gold. Quickly, I'll go back to the gold to silver ratio. I'll do that. Gold to silver ratio dropping like a stone. Great to see. If you're a silver holder, if you're a gold holder, well. Sucks to be you, bro. This is on the daily time frame. We were talking about this area right here. So we're doing gold to silver ratio right now, then we'll quickly do silver. Talking about this level here of 83.35. It was broken this time around, and we have failed to stay above it, which means silver has been in control. Now, again, both gold and silver could be going down. This is how the gold to silver ratio works. But one is going down quicker than the other, or one is going down slower than the other. That's why you're seeing silver is outperforming gold at the moment. So at this very crucial level right now, the gold to silver ratio around this general area here, the line in the sand for me, as I've been talking about, welcome to the new subscribers. If you're watching this for the first time, the level is at 80. I'd say, though, if we break around here, we're heading down to 80, and it's much more likely that we see 80 taken out as well. So that means silver is really going for it. So gold having down day, and silver actually, let's take a look at silver now. Silver is having an up day so far, so it's green for the day. Gold's a little bit green, but silver's a bit more green. That's why you're seeing the gold to silver ratio go down. What am I looking at here? This is gold on the daily time frame. Again, price in USD, $28.30 US cents, using the tradingview.com website. And as you can see, we've had that move to the $30 mark. This was the played out inverse head and shoulders that we talked about before it played out. Right there, it's pretty obvious to see obvious to see in hindsight, of course, but we did talk about it before it did break out, but it was a potential play. It did play out. It played out to this beautiful area of resistance, which I had drawn in previously at $28.80. Almost touched it right there. Very clear spike. So that means that the sellers were in control at around about that point. And I was suggesting that we'd come back down here and retest this level of $27.80. I said that yesterday. I'm still going to call for that at the moment until I see this break, because this could be a fake out, you never know. Until I see this break and hold above here of about $28. That's around about now, about $28.40 roughly. If this breaks and holds above, then maybe I'm going to say, oh yeah, maybe that's out. I'm actually going to put a level right here. Can you see this on the daily time frame? That is, I'll do that spike. No, I'm going to do it right here. I'm going to say it's 28.40 right there. If it breaks and holds above 28.40 on the daily time frame, then I'm going to say, oh, this isn't happening, this retest isn't happening. But before then, I'm going to say there is still the potential for the retest to happen here of $27.80 US cents. Below there, don't worry about it because we're not there yet. So basically, we're just in this range. Break above and hold above 28.40. Oh yeah, that is good for silver. Break below to test 27.80. Par for course, that's a normal retest. Don't get stressed. Anywhere below, I'd say $27.40. If it breaks there and holds below there on list on the daily time frame, then I'd say, uh-oh, watch out. But so we're just in a trading range at the moment for silver. We're not there yet for silver in terms of its final hurdle. The final hurdle for me, if you're just watching this for the new subscribers or the newbies, 31 to 32 US dollars is the final hurdle for me to say we're in 100% in bull market territory. We're 99% there, but I just need to see that confirmed. That is silver. We are flying through it. I'll do platinum and then we'll get to your comments and then we'll talk about the 5 stages of awakening. I think it's going to be a quick show today. You have any extra questions or comments or anything, any questions about anything to do with Bullion, or hey, you want to ask me a personal one? Sure, ask me. Might not answer it, but get those questions in too. But what I'd like to know now is, tell me, oh, actually, no, we'll do the platinum. Talking about platinum, yesterday we were talking about this level right here of 990, and I said I didn't want to see it break below there. Breaking below and holding below 990 on the daily time frame says, this is a fake out. Another one, Lucy in the football, doing it to me again, and then we just head down. But we have seen, I'm not getting excited yet on platinum, but I'm just saying we have held above that 990, which is good to see. So we're above this downtrend line. To the new subscribers, what is this downtrend line? Bear with me, old subscribers, all 150 of you before the 15 or so new subscribers overnight. Welcome. The long-term downtrend line from 2008 failed to hold above for any significant period of time since since 2008. Since 2011, which formed the downtrend line. We've broken above a couple of times and it's failed to hold for any significant period of time. And it's just been flirting with us for the last number of years. Lucy in the football. Thanks, mate. Appreciate it. But look, we're back in this territory again. It's good to see. I will not get excited until we break this downtrend line right here. If we break and hold that, I'm starting to get very excited for platinum. Once we break the 1,115 final hurdle for platinum, we break it and also hold it. I'd want to see it hold at least for a month, at least. Close the following month above it, then I'm getting, oh yeah, it's platinum's time, baby, and then we're talking about the higher prices, and we'll talk about the Fibonacci levels and all that. But right now with platinum, just flirting with us again. What will it do? No idea. Don't have a crystal ball. What I will say we're on the weekly time frame right here. If you take a look at the weekly, relative strength index, we are inching towards this final little hurdle on the weekly relative strength index for me at around about that 59 to 60 mark. Breaking above here tells me, oh, I think this might be a sustained move. But we're not there yet. So short answer is platinum's flirting with me, and it will continue to do so until it proves otherwise. And yes, give me the likes, the thumbs up, hit the big red subscribe button, join the GMS family. If you're watching this live, if you've just joined us live for the first time, welcome. Again, I will get to the 5 stages of awakening in about 2 minutes after I do some quick shout-outs. We'll do a couple of comments. We'll do another synchronized slurp in between. Then we'll talk about the 5 stages of awakening. What the hell are they? Which stage might you be in? Are you all the way through? So here we go. A couple of quick comments on what I've been talking about. Let's see. Tony, you're talking much yourselves. That's great. Living Adam Man says, smash up the likes, friends. Yes, please. You got to do it. Euro Coin Hunt. Welcome. Welcome, Euro Coin Hunt. We have a new watcher. Have you turned into a subscriber yet? If you haven't, hit the big red subscribe button. It's not 2 a.m. for me. It's 2 a.m. for you. You should be going, blah, blah, blah. You go to bed. Don't go to bed, but you should be in bed. Euro Coin Hunt. Welcome. I'm going to check out your little, if you have a channel. Do you have a channel? Maybe we can subscribe to you too. So we'll do a subscribe for subscribe. Euro Coin Hunt, great to see you. 2 a.m. there, fantastic. Everyone get around Euro Coin Hunt and say good day. Say that, say his name very slowly. That's all I'm going to say. Say when you say his name out loud, say it very slowly. Make sure you pronounce it. Yes, so it is 10 a.m. something, 10:20 a.m. right here. Memphis is saying, "I'm learning all the lingo still." Yeah, you've got a lot to learn, but we're all here to help you. Uh, Great. Pete Repeat asks, hi Joe, do you have an email address? That's a great question. Yes, I do. Hi Joe, do you have an email address where we can send articles, photos of bullion related topics? Cheers. Yes, and your questions and everything. Yes, you can. So I don't have a little chyron to put it up, to type it up, but it is gmstackers@gmail.com. gmstackers@gmail.com. So send me your questions. Send me if you've got photos of, I just bought this, and I'll give you shout outs as well. If you just bought something and you're like, check out my stack or whatever, check out this cool coin. I was, whatever you want, send me photos if you want me to, and give me permission. I give you permission to show this on the live show, and then just give me that tacit permission in written thing, and then I'll show it on the show or whatever. So yeah, send me questions, send me love, send me nude pictures. Don't do that. So yeah, gmstackers@gmail.com. I might put a little thing there for the next one. So yes, you can. Living Adam Man says, dropping like a monkey on a grease pole. The gold to silver ratio, yes, it is. And welcome Euro Coin Hunt. Welcome Euro Coin Hunt. Welcome. So for Euro Coin Hunt, welcome. Let's do a synchronized slurp for ECH. I might have to start calling you ECH, mate, because if I go too quick, that ain't good for anyone. Here we go. A synchronized slurp for ECH in 3, 2. Oh man, I needed that one, because now, did you just hit the time code? Welcome to Good Morning Stackers. If you've just joined us hitting the time code, we're going to talk about the 5 stages. Count them. Here's my thumbnail. Sorry, silence. The 5 stages. The 5 stages of awakening. What am I talking about? This is any stacker has gone through this. Anyone who's gone through as a stacker. Let me go. As a stacker, you've probably come to investing in precious metals because you started realizing something's going on with the world, and the world doesn't work the way you were taught it worked, or maybe you weren't even shown how the world works, or no one really talked about it with you, and you started stacking. And so now you're going through these stages of awakening. Now, again, this is relevant to new stackers, but it's also relevant to stackers that have been around for a while, because you might be stuck in one of these stages, and you need to really recognize if you are, and we're trying to get you to the 5th stage. Okay, so what am I talking about? So just very quickly, this isn't my thing. This is a couple of different people's things, so I'll give them the credit. Obviously, I'm just repeating information that I used to help me get through the 5 stages of awakening all the way out. So number 1, of course, we'll give props to Dr. Elizabeth Kubler-Ross. Now, the 5 stages of awakening are likened to an analogy of the 5 stages of grief. So Dr. Elizabeth Kubler-Ross, many years ago, went through, the 5 stages of grief. So they happen to be denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. Now, that's if you're going through a loss, a family member, a dog, or whatever, some kind of grief, you tend to go through these 5 stages of grief. You don't spend the exact same amount of time in every single stage, but you do go through them, however briefly you do go through them. And then a number of years ago, maybe 10 years ago, or even more actually, around about the time I started getting into stacking, a gentleman named, and we've talked about him before, Chris Dwayne from the Silver Shield series. He did a series on YouTube, and it's still around. I don't think his channel is around because he got heavily censored, but other people copied it and put it there on channel, so you can still find it. It's called The Greatest Truth Never Told series. And in there, he talks about the 5 stages of awakening. So he took Dr. Elizabeth Kubler-Ross's 5 stages of grief and then likened them to the 5 stages of awakening. So the same 5 stages are denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. And he went through each 5 and talked about them in depth. So I'll do that quickly, very briefly, and let's talk about this together. And after I quickly tell the stages, and explain them a little bit more, to post a comment below to let me know and do some self-work on this. Where might you be within the stages of awakening? And be very honest with yourself and post a comment below. So obviously, I don't think any of us are in denial because we're already stacking. But the denial phase of an awakening would be, and you probably would have all been there very quickly, but for example, you started learning how money is created. And for example, you learned this is all this crazy thing about buying bonds and this and this and this and the Federal Reserve and all that. And then you learn, no, it's just literally created from nothing. And all these crazy mechanisms of explanations of these complicated things are just to basically confuse you. Other than they just type a bunch of numbers in the books, in the digital books, and they create money out of complete thin air. And you go, it can't be that simple. No, that can't be right. That's the denial phase. And you can use that for anything else that you've been learning about recently, or a long time ago. Excuse me. You have that quick denial. Some people are in denial still. Of course, many people, the majority of the population, are in denial. Well, they're not even actually in denial because they're not even aware yet. So, okay. But once the information is presented to you in some form, you go through the quick denial. You go, that can't be true. Money can't. They don't just type it into a thing and that's it. No, there's this because they go through this thing and then the Federal Reserve buys the bonds from thing and then they get the thing and it's the swaps and the this and all that. No, it's really simple. So it's hiding in complexity. So you've got that denial phase, right? So we all go through that. So we're probably all out of the denial phase. I don't think any of you are going to post a comment below saying you're in the denial phase. So let's skip that. All right. So then you go through to the second stage, which is anger. Now, for some of you, you might still be in that phase. And for some of you, it might have been really quick. It might have been quite low-level anger, but it's some kind of level of frustration and pissed offness. Like, really? It's that simple? No, that can't be right. How dare they? Blah, blah, blah. So you're going through the anger phase, and some people can spend a lot of time in the anger phase, and it's one of the phases that you can spend the most time in the anger phase, and you're just angry with the world. And I can't believe this is how, obviously, I'm waking up to the world saying, this is ridiculous. This world is effed. This world sucks. I can't believe we're in this thing. You're in this anger phase. And at that time, though, you're probably starting, and this is when you're starting to stack precious metals, but you're stacking angrily. Don't be an angry stacker. And because we've all been through it. I went through a period. I was angry about the way the world works, and I can't believe they've done this to us and all this sort of stuff. It can't be that simple, all that denial, anger. So we've all gone through that anger phase. Post a comment below now if you think you still might be a little bit in the anger phase. That's number 2. Then number 3. So this is, as Chris Dwayne coined it, the most annoying phase, and this is the bargaining phase. Now this is where most of you probably still are, and I'm not going to call in an individual person. This is where a lot of stackers still are in the bargaining phase. We've all been them, and we've all met them. I've served thousands of customers now over my time in the retail industry, and I've seen, because I went through the stages of awakening before I even got into the retail industry, I've seen all the customers go through who from anger all the way through, and bargaining is the most annoying one. Bargaining is the one where you try to wake up other people and you're bargaining with people. So this is the point where you're trying to get your friends and your family interested, waking them up because you've just learnt this information. You didn't believe it, then you got angry about it, then you've accepted that it does happen. So now you've got to tell everyone else. You've got to make the video. You've got to make the video about, and I did this too on another channel. I made a video called something like Economic Collapse 2020, something like that. I think, and I talked about this economic collapse that was probably coming, in 2020. What happened in 2020, by the way? Interesting. But it wasn't an economic collapse, but something happened in 2020, didn't it? But years before then, I was making this global economic collapse, 2020. I'm making these videos. I'm trying to wake up my people and my friends. I'm creating this channel, and I'm bargaining with everyone. I'm telling my friends. I'm telling my partner at the time, who's, we've got kids and all that now. So back then, I'm saying how the world works. She's going, "What are you talking about, man? You're crazy." I'm like, "No, because this, and this." And you go to the Christmas party and you're talking about the Federal Reserve and how it's not federal and there's no reserves and all that sort of stuff. And that's the most bloody annoying phase to everyone else. You think you're doing the right thing. You're trying to wake everyone up, and it's really annoying to everyone. That's the bargaining phase. So if you're in that phase right now, I understand it. We all understand it, and we've been there. But it is annoying because I know, because I was that annoying person. And we'll talk about this. We'll talk about the fifth stage. We'll get there. So if you're in that bargaining phase, do live your life the way you want to live it, and you're going to do what you're going to do anyway. But just understand that it's probably not. You might convince a couple of people. You might convince some family members that might do it begrudgingly. You might actually, honestly, convince some people and you create some more stackers. Great. But do know that you might be in the bargaining phase and it's kind of annoying. And post your comments below. Do you think you might still be in the bargaining phase? And it's okay to admit. It's not a bad thing because we all went through it. So post your comments below on that. I'm going to read out all these comments, by the way. I'm just quickly going to go through the stages, and then we'll talk more about your comments, etc. So that's the bargaining phase. Really annoying, ruining Christmas parties, and you're just telling all your friends. And I did the same thing. I tried to convince friends, buy silver, buy this, buy that, all that. And then you go through the fourth stage, which is the depression stage. And generally that depression, it can maybe not last very long for you, but it is no one's listening. No one's listening. My partner's not listening. My friends aren't listening. They kind of listened, but it was kind of begrudgingly. Oh yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, send me an email, send me more information. And then you go, this world's done. We're done. We're done. This is never, we're crashing. We're done. I'm going to live in my what is it? What do they call it? The big metal thing. I'm going to live on my own in my shack with my solar power and my food and my my dried food, freeze-dried food, and all this. I'm going to live a hermit for the rest of my life until after the crash and all that sort of stuff. And you go through that depression phase. No one's listening. And again, you can go through that for a while, and post a comment below if you're in the depression phase. That's okay. It's okay to not be okay, and that's not. I'm not being facetious on that. I'm not making fun of that. It is literally okay to not be okay. If you're in the depression phase, no one's listening, no one's waking up, all that, you'll get through it. Promise you, you will get through it. And then once you get through it, you get through to the acceptance phase, number 5. Woohoo! And that's the phase where you accept that you can only do you, and you can't change anyone else's mind. And they're going to do what they're going to do. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. So yeah, look, you had to go through all those stages. And I'm in that stage now. This show is, could I be stepping back into, no, I'm not stepping back into bargaining phase. I like doing this show because of the family and all that. I'm definitely through the acceptance phase. I provide some information. Whether you take it or not is absolutely up to you. And I'm not going to get depressed if you don't start, stacking and learning more about how the world works and, preparing for such of, those kind of events. And I'll say, and I will talk about this in another show. There's like a sixth stage. There's like a sixth sense. And there might be even a seventh stage, but there's at least a sixth stage, which I don't know what to name just yet. But it's a sixth stage in which you've gone through acceptance and more. And I don't know how to describe that. It's kind of like, what an awful word to use, but enlightened. Ugh, gross. There's a kind of like an enlightenment stage. Maybe you call that? You learn what reality is really like, even more after the 5 stages of awakening. But we'll talk about that in another one. We do. So I'm going to get to those comments. Those are the 5 stages of awakening. We've talked about them. Where are you on the 5 stages of awakening? Post a comment below. Have you gotten to acceptance? Are you finally through the 5 stages and you know that you've just got to do what works for you. You protect yourself and your family, and then anyone else outside of your little family unit, if they come on board, great. And if they don't, they don't. And even, do you prepare a little bit for them too, because you love your family? Even though they're not coming down the route with you, even though they may have really pushed back against you and said, you're a freak. Maybe you've even been disowned from your family. There's certainly many, many cases of that. But do you still stack a little bit of for them too? Because you know, hopefully they'll see it eventually. I don't know. Will they, won't they? Who knows? But do you prepare for them too? Maybe that's part of it as well. So 5 stages of awakening. We're going to get, I see my name here. So we're going to do a bunch of comments now. We'll talk about it. We'll answer your questions, and then we'll get the hell out of here. So here we are. Black Coal, this might not be about the 5 stages of awakening, but Black Coal says South Africa's economy continues to spiral downwards, and elections this year may see, the ANC lose potential to badly interrupt platinum supply. Yeah, that's why you're talking about South Africa. Excuse me. Maybe the driver of the green shoots upwards. Yeah, okay, so we're talking about the platinum price. Interesting. So South Africa, so the ANC may lose, potentially badly interrupts the platinum supply. Supply goes down, demand stays the same, price goes up. Cool. Good point, Black Coal. All right, Alan G just says, good morning all, just on a break. Hopefully I haven't missed too much. You missed it all, Alan G. Sorry, mate. We'll do another synchronized slurp for you. Black Coal, South Africa supplies approximately 70% of world supply. All right. The Boer War was over. Such a terrible history of it. Yep, absolutely. Yep. Here we go. Tony Pearson says, 2 things I love, spirituality and silver. I find there are 2 types of buyers, spiritually oriented and fear-based. Correct. Now, the fear is helpful. Fear is helpful. We have a fear reflex for a reason. It's incredibly helpful. But that's, your fear-based is within your, I would say, in your anger to bargaining phase is kind of that fear-based, I would say. And I agree. Alan G asks, has anybody read Broken Money by Lynn Alden? I have not, but thank you. It doesn't give me a whole lot of confidence in the fiat system. Yeah, hence stacking. So, Living Out of Man says, praying and working for a better world, aren't we all? Now we're going to get to... I gave up. Here we go. The first one sort of really about the 5 stages of awakening. Pete Repeat says, I gave up talking to people about it. Yes. So you went through the bargaining phase. Most people have lost their ability to critically think. I would agree with that. Doesn't mean other people are bad, and we're not saying you're dumb people because you're not doing it. No, certainly not at all. It's just that it's just not on people's radar, and that's okay. People don't have to be like us. We don't have to be, they don't have to be stackers. And, I mean, it's highly recommended that everyone, I think, has at least a little bit of precious metals just as a form of insurance. So, and this is one of the ways, and I'll do another topic another day on how to actually help wake people up, even though you can't really, but the best ways to do it if you really want to convince your friends and family to do it. But the easiest way is just to talk about it in form of insurance. That's it. You don't push any further than that. You just talk about insurance. Gold's another form, and silver, but gold in particular, because people know it and trust it more. Gold's a form of insurance. Do you wear your seatbelt? Yes. Do you have car insurance? Yes. Do you have life insurance? No, but I should. Okay. Do you have some insurance to protect you against a global economic downturn? Oh, no. Okay, well, gold helps with that. That's it. That's it. And walk away. And maybe give them a link to something, to give them a link to this channel, Good Morning Stackers, and to Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au, where they can buy all their metal. Yes, you gave up talking to people about it. So that was you going through the bargaining phase, and then you giving up people talking about it. You probably went through a bit of a depression, like, I can't believe they're not waking up, and now you're in the acceptance phase. So excellent. Mike Maloney, yes. Living Out of Man says, Maloney is very educational, yes. Francis Hunt, Market Sniper. I was one of the best all-rounders. Yeah, Market Sniper. Very good, Francis Hunt. And Maloney, the OG. The Hidden Secrets of Money, if you haven't seen it. Ooh, amazing. Besides Joe. Oh, besides me. That's what the besides Joe was. Thank you very much. I agree. But we love our Joe. Of course you do. That deserves the air horn. You get a second one. Ready? Ba, ba, ba. Thanks, guys. Living Out of Man, false evidence appearing... Oh, fear, false evidence appearing real. There you go. I like that analogy. That's really cool. And you're talking amongst yourselves. Fantastic. So that has been the 5 stages of awakening. Have a critically think about which one that you are in and live in it. That's okay. You don't have to get right out of it. Live in it. If you're in the anger phase, just live through it. You'll get through it. If you're in the bargaining phase, do know it's annoying a lot of people, and you're not seeing that it's annoying people because you're in it. Do know it is a bit annoying to people. The more you push on someone, the more you push on someone, the more they're going to push back. So do understand that, but you're going to have to go through it. Eventually, you'll get annoyed and depressed a little bit that they're not listening. And then you'll go through the acceptance phase, and then you'll do you. Alan G says, good point, everybody should have a little bit of precious metals. Yes, maybe the economic system doesn't completely go to SHIT in our lifetime. Yep. And I hope it doesn't, but it's nice to have something if it does. Yeah, you have car insurance because not hoping that you get into a car accident. Do you want to get into a car accident so that you can claim against it? No. I have life insurance in case something happens to me and my family are protected. Do I want to? No. No, I don't. But I have it just in case. And that's exactly the same as precious metals. You have a little bit of gold, 5, 10% at least of your portfolio, of your wealth in gold or precious metals. In some kind of form, stackers prefer the physical metal. You can do it in other ways if you want to. We prefer the physical real stuff. You can store it, wherever you want to store it, or store it in a third-party facility, bury it in the ground, do what you want, but it's there in case of an economic downturn. Look at the global financial crisis of 2008. Now, gold did go down in that time, but then it did spike back up as well. So gold over long periods of time. It also maintains your purchasing power, but we all know about that stuff. Jamie Frost says, hi, g'day, Jamie, I'm trying to convert my silver bullion doubles into gold. Oh, okay. Doubles? What do you mean silver bullion doubles? What do you mean by doubles? Was that a spelling mistake? Into gold. Silver isn't so liquid where I am. Oh, okay. So gold's more liquid where you are? Whereabouts, don't tell us if you don't want to tell us, but where are you? If you can post sort of roughly where you are, what country maybe, post a comment, or maybe you're saying you're regional Australia, something like that. So that's that comment. And Tony Peterson says, better to hold precious metals than a fistful of devaluing paper. We all know what we're talking about, and I would hazard a guess to say that anyone jumping on this show, finding this live show, is already understanding of that. But if you're some rando that's seeing who the hell's this guy, or maybe you're someone on my Facebook channel or something, is what are we talking about? Paper money, meaning the digits in your bank and the cash and whatever, don't have cash for much longer, is devaluing the longer you hold it because inflation is happening. Inflation goes up, doing the price. It's lowering your purchasing power. A $100 note in 10 years' time will buy less stuff than it can buy now. 10 years ago, a $100 note bought you more stuff for that $100 than it does now, particularly after 2020, and we all know what happened then. Have you seen the price of groceries, for example? 40%, 50%. I've seen nappies. Before the thing that happened in 2020, nappies were like, I remember about $23 for a big box of Huggies, for example, and then they went to 25, then 27, then 29, then 30, then 33. Now they're $39 for that same box in just a couple of years. That's ridiculous. Anyway, so yes, better to hold precious metals than a fistful of devaluing paper. You've got to have cash because you've got to live, you've got to pay for your stuff, but you might want to consider holding, a bit of your wealth in precious metals that does track with inflation over time. Precious metals are pretty. I like pretty, says Black Cold. You're in Japan. That's right. Sorry, Jamie, you are correct. You have told me this before. Sorry, Jamie, you're the Jamie from Japan, of course. I lived in Osaka. We've talked about that. Yes. Yeah, I'd love to know your. Maybe we'll talk about it on another live stream. I'm going to end this one, but I would like to hear your thoughts, and don't post them now, Jamie. But maybe we'll jump on another live stream, maybe tomorrow or the next day. And I want to know about what it's like for stacking in Japan. Maybe we even, I don't know, shall we set up I don't know, an interview or something like that? I don't know if you're willing to be on camera, but if you are, or maybe just over voice or something, that can happen. I'd love to know your experience with stacking in another country, particularly Japan. Lived in Japan, loved it. What a great time. Brilliant. Tony Peterson says inflation and shrinkflation is out of hand. Shrinkflation. Oh, I've talked about this before. You know, the Cadbury block of chocolate used to be 250 grams, and then it just slowly went. Now it went to two. Now it's 220, I think, or 200. No, it's 200 now, I think, and not 220. Same price, actually higher price and less stuff, but less chocolate, probably good for you. The current US president likes to talk a lot about shrinkflation at the moment, and probably obsessively so, I would say. It's kind of doesn't really talk about much of the other stuff, the problems in the world. Kind of a talking point is about how a Snickers bar is smaller. It's true, but you know, I want to talk about the other stuff. Jamie Frost says, and we're going to go in about 1 minute. I started stacking by buying 2 of each silver coin. Yeah, fair enough. All right, people, that is it. I'm going to leave it at that. That has been the Good Morning Stackers for Monday, the 14th of May. We'll do the last synchronized slurp. Grab your tasty beverage. I don't have my usual mug. It's somewhere. Kids have probably taken it. And we'll come back tomorrow to talk about whatever we want to talk about. We'll just talk about silver and gold and platinum, the price. We might do a topic. We might just shoot the breeze. Who knows? We'll find out tomorrow. Some amazing piece of news about gold and silver or the economy might happen overnight. That's why you watch Good Morning Stackers, because this is the fresh, what happened overnight with the prices, what's happened overnight with other stuff. That's why you watch Good Morning Stackers. So please like, share, and subscribe. Hit the big red subscribe button. Join the GMS family. Here we go. Last synchronized slurp in 3, 2. Thanks for watching. Have a fantastic day. Stay safe, stay informed, keep stacking, and we'll see you tomorrow.